Good. So this meeting will be recorded. And today is the last webinar before the summer vacation, which we have together with the ambassadors organized for you. It's already the fourth webinar in a row for the new admitted students. And it's for sure not the last one. It's just the last one before summer vacations. I would like to remind you next following steps before I will get the word to our ambassadors. First, what you don't have to forget to do is, before the end of June, please confirm the pre-enrollment form in case you didn't done so yet. I sent you a guideline how to do it. In case there is any problem, just write me an email and I will give you further recommendations or further advices. Next thing what you don't have to do is to apply for dormitories. The applications are open till July 4th, and in case you would like to be accommodated in dorms, you have to fill in a form in ISCAM and pay a deposit in amount of 5,000 crowns. This has to be solved before July 4th. And last thing, but there is time enough, is to pay the first tuition fee installment. The deadline is by September 1st, but there is really time enough. And as I said, today it is the last meeting before summer vacations. In July, I will take 3 weeks of vacations. During this time, I will not even answer your emails. So in case you have any questions, you need any help, please contact me before June 30, and then I will be available after July 22nd. As I said, at the end of August, at the beginning of September, we will organize next webinars where we will explain how, for example, to log in to our university information system. The time schedule will be introduced for you. You will be also instructed how to work with the information system and much more. You will be also asked to choose some elective courses because there will be few electives for the first semester available and such things. But for that, it's time that will be done at the end of August. So I think that's enough for me for now. And now I would like to give the words to our student, to Paulina and Nicola, who prepared a nice presentation for you. And in fact, this session is about you and them, not me. I am here just only to give maybe some answers at the end of this meeting. So thank you for joining this meeting, and also thank you for Paulina and Nicola for preparing for this presentation, and the word is yours.
Thank you, Veronica. And hello, everybody, and welcome to our session today. My name is Nicola, and I just finished my first year here with the ISM program, and today, together with Paulina, who is a student of EDA program, we will try to give you like some kind of guidance, what you can expect when you come here, and maybe some what you need to do before coming here. We will cover a lot. First of all, I want to say, if you have any questions, please, you can type them in the chat, or after our presentations, we'll have some time to answer them. But the topics today, we're going to try to cover as many things as possible that could be useful for you, starting from like some information about Prague, costs of living here, some visa-related obligations, something useful for Prague, like transportation, currency here, how to open bank account, how to find the internet, SIM cards, and something related to student cards and more about our faculty and school. So first of all, Prague. Yes, you all know that Vaše is located in Prague, in Czech Republic. There's really a lot I could say, but there is not enough time. I just was thinking maybe I could say some of my favorite things about it, because it's really amazing city with a lot to offer. I guess some of you maybe have been here already. Some of you have been seeing just the pictures, but probably you recognize this. It's the Karls Bridge. It's the famous bridge in Prague. And here you can see in the back the Prague's castle. And all these cool, amazing houses, buildings here. I want to say that it's really not like this just in the downtown area of Prague. You can find neighborhoods everywhere in Prague, almost the whole city is like that. So everywhere you walk, you feel really nice because everything around you is like really nice to see. And the second thing that you may be interested is that Prague is really like developed for IT and business in general, because a lot of the companies are here, especially big IT companies. Almost all of the big IT companies actually have like their offices here. And also, if you're into startups, the scene here, the ecosystem for startups is pretty developed with a lot of small companies, and also some like accelerators and hubs that help companies to develop further. Next topic is like costs of living in Prague. This is a bit hard topic because it really depends on you. But this we try to prepare some overview, maybe even some kind of minimum for costs, or how the costs are constructed of. First of all, the biggest part is accommodation. Pauline is going to talk about it a bit later, but it really depends if you are accommodated in dormitories or in the apartments. The price can vary a lot. Second thing is food. Also, it depends if you eat in the mezza, in the canteen, or you go to restaurants, or we cook for you. It really depends. Transportation and health insurance, we're going to talk about prices for this a bit more later. And entertainment, I mean, it's really up to you. What do you like to do in your free time? So it's hard to predict the costs of that. But this is costs, like some kind of overview of costs per month, what you can expect here. Then the visa. Really hope this until now you already know these informations. I will just try to give you some basic overview of it. But really, the only official information you can find is the Czech Ministry of Interior, because what they publish, that's what you need to do. And also, if you have any questions, I think that Veronica is the better address to answer it. But first, there are different kind of visas, let's say, because you can apply for long-term visa or long-term residence permit. Visa is basically you just get visa stamped in your passport. So you need to have that all the time with you because that's your like ID here. And if you have residence permit, you actually get a card, like something like an ID card, which you carry with yourself as your identification document. And there are not really that much differences, I think. The biggest difference is once you come here, there is additional obligation if you want to have a residence permit, but we'll talk about it the next slide. And the option that student nominations, that Veronica can help you to get the meeting for the visa, but you can also do it on your own, just contacting the embassy. It's just to get help with setting up the meeting. All of the rest is really on you. You need to gather all required documents. This is overview of all documents. So application form, application fees, letter of acceptance to studies, which you get from Veronica, proof of accommodation, which you get either from dormitories or from your contract for your apartment. And you need proof of finance, which states that you have enough money on your bank account, and a copy of your card, Visa card or MasterCard. And other helping documents, meaning that it's possible that some embassies also require some additional stuff. You need to check that on the official website, really. And once you schedule the date, you go there with all documents together and you will have some kind of interview. And after that, you're waiting for your visa to be approved. One of the what you need to have in order to get your visa, to collect your visa, is health insurance. From the last year, when we were coming in Prague, they kind of changed it because now there is specified type of insurance that you need to have, and it's comprehensive health insurance and only from company, Poštovna VZP, VZP, that's the company, and you need to have their comprehensive insurance for the duration of your visa. Get the visa for 1 year, your insurance needs to be for 1 year. On this, if you scan this QR code, you can find a bit more detailed information about it. I just want to mention that here it's mentioned that there is another option, because if you read this, it say that staying in the Czech Republic longer than 19 days. So there is an option to have another type of insurance for the first 90 days and then change to VZP. But this is really not recommended. I don't think it makes sense for any of you, because you will just waste both money and time changing the insurance. the best option is just to get VZP from the start, and you are covered for the full year. Then you just need to renew it for your next year, for the next year insurance. Also here, I want to mention some additional tip. Just have in mind that this is not strict, this is not related to like visa or directly to health insurance. This is not obligatory. This is just my tip for you once you come here, because you know how health systems can differ between countries. Some people were a bit confused how it works here. I just want to give you advice that as soon as you come here, as soon as you have some time, you should find general practitioner doctor for yourself. Because here, if you don't have like a chosen doctor, you can't schedule the meeting with the doctor that fast. So as soon as you come here, you should find a doctor. For that, you can either Google them or you can contact your insurance. They can give you the contact, you send them email, and you want to schedule the date for just the consultations or registrations. You don't need to have any problems. You just need to register yourself to some doctor, because after you're registered, you can actually schedule if you're not feeling well and go there anytime. If you don't have a chosen doctor, you can't easily schedule the date if you're not feeling well and you need to go to emergency care and you need to wait in line because emergency care is always busy. To just have this in mind, it can be, you never know when you need a doctor, and this can be useful, I think. So what about after you arrive to Prague? Yeah, you have your visa, but not all applications are finished, unfortunately. Here it depends, as I mentioned previously, it depends if you have long-term visa or a residence permit. Because first of all, for both of these, you have to report to the foreign police within 3 working days of entering the Czech Republic. So 3 working days to the foreign police. Here you can see the address. It's actually pretty close to dormitories and university. You just go there, no scheduling. And important, if you are in the dormitories, you don't have to do that because dorms do it for you. They report you to the police automatically. And the difference, if you have the residence permit, you have one more additional obligation. Once you arrive, you also within 3 working days, so same deadline, but this is a different institution. You need to contact Ministry of Interior. You need to report to the Ministry of Interior in order to schedule the date for biometric residence card. Because if you go with a long-term residence permit, you actually just get the visa at your countries. You enter here, you come to Prague, and then you schedule the date to collect the card. First, to give them your informations about the card, they take picture of you and some other stuff, and then you go another time to collect it. So this is just for long-time residence permit. And once you arrive within 3 working days, you also call them to schedule the date. That's the best way, I think. Once you get a date, you wait for that date, and on that date, you go there. And a bit about transportation in Prague, about public transportation. This is the advice. There is an application both for iOS and Android. It's called Litačka. And in there, you can buy your ticket, which can be a full year ticket, and it covers every kind of transportation in Prague. So trams, metros, bus, and even ferries. So anyway, in here, if you scan this QR code, you can find useful video from, I think now alumni student that prepared like a guide for transportation in Prague. I can say about it, it's really great, at least per my standards. It's really great. Trams and metro are like accurate. If you check time on Google, it arrives on that time, which is really cool. And if you miss one, the other one is coming probably soon. This is just the map of metro lines. There are 3 metro lines you see here: the red, yellow, and the green one. And these dark red ones are all the trams. There are also buses in Prague, but they are not into this map because the map would not be visible. There are a lot of them. But the trams and metros, I think it's main kind of transport. Here, this red square, it's our university. There is a train station. Now it's not called Kusinecka anymore. It's called Victoria Žižko, but they haven't actually updated this map. So it's still Kusinecka. And the trams are stopping there, like 4 different trams. And also for the metro, the closest one is Red Line, but the other 2 are also kind of close. I would say also walking distance. And some other buses, of course, stop around university, so it's pretty easy to come to the university from wherever are you. And the other important location for you can be dormitories. They are located here around this red square. So you can see that they're actually pretty good connected to the university, pretty close, because you can just take direct tram line and you are there very quickly. And lastly, about transportation is costs. I really think this is one of the cool things about Prague, because for students, the public transport is pretty cheap, as you see here. But just have in mind the students are under age 26. So if you are over 26, you will have to pay the adult ticket. But student ticket for a full year, this is around 50 euros for a full year. So it's, I think, really cheap. Even the adult one is not that expensive because it's for a full year. Just in comparison, if you are buying, it's really advised to buy a yearly ticket because you will be here for the full year for sure. Because the short-term tickets, if you want just one drive, it's 30 or 40 crowns, and it's really not valuable to do that. Yearly ones are far more cheaper. And the last thing from me will be a bit about currency. Here you can see how Czech crown looks. These are notes and coins of the Czech crowns. I just want to give you some kind of advice that if you change your money here, if you bring some other currency, here I guess you will maybe euros, dollars or something, whatever. If you bring that here, just be careful about picking the exchange office. Some of them are good, but there are some others that are not that good, that really give bad deals, like a really bad deals. You can even get half of the value for some money. So before changing money, ask them, check the currency, check the rate on Google, and if it's okay, just do it. You can also keep the bill, they give you paper, so you can keep that just in case and check if everything is okay. And because you will be here, you will need to open bank accounts probably. It's pretty simple and easy here, I would say, and there are no costs for that. So you just need to pick some bank. There are a lot of different banks. Some of them are international European ones. Some of them are Czech banks. I don't think it's that important what kind of bank. You just go to the bank and you need to carry your passport or your, if you have residence permit, and your IC card, because if you want to open the student account, this is used as a proof that you are a student. And you need to give some initial deposit, which is, it really depends on the bank. Here it says from 200 to 2,000. For my bank, it was 500 crowns. And thank you. That was all for me. I will now ask Paulina to take over.
Okay, thank you, Nicola. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so I would start with accommodation. Vishay is offering few dormitories. They have like few buildings, and most of them like are located in one area that Nicola pointed out before on the map. And I have to say they're pretty nice. I'm living in one of them in Talerova. It's freshly after renovation. They finished renovated this year. The same, it's like Palachova, Ajsarova, they're also after renovation. So it's worth to check photos and also like descriptions on the website. The huge advantage of this is, first of all, that it's in a good location. It's not far from the university. Like by tram, I think it's taking like 15-20 minutes. And also like, yeah, it's easy. Like there are like few trams going to the city center, and also there's like sport facility in between of the dormitories. So it's like easy to meet with people. Also, you can like do some sports, play some games. There are some events from Vishay also happening at the residence, like at the dormitories. For example, Rector's Sports Day. That was, I think, a month ago, more or less. So yeah, there are also like other options like private accommodation, but it's more expensive as for Prague. So there are like a website that you can just like share for shared apartments, or just like rent something on your own if you want. Yeah, okay, you can move on. Yeah, here you can check the price list of each dormitory. The prices depends on the room that you are getting. There are like a lot of, I would say, double rooms. I'm living in a suite with 2 double rooms, and then we are just sharing kitchen and bathroom together, but there are also like single rooms or like also I think for 3 people, or like the suites, like also depends. Sometimes it's only for 2 people that we are sharing bathroom and kitchen. Sometimes it's like for 5. So more details are on the like website and description of each dormitory. It's like specified over there. Internet, it's like available at the campus of our university, and also the same one is available at the dormitory. Internet is included of the price of the dormitory. It's pretty easily accessible. You just have to like register for the first time to like create your student account, and then it's like working for you. So it's pretty nice and convenient. The same way, it's like also available cable internet, but I would say that the Wi-Fi is pretty good and the connection is also working for most of the time, so you don't have to like worry that something wouldn't work, or even sometimes when you have to like catch up with some classes. I mean, in our case, it was still that we had some online classes. That's why I would say back then it was much more important. Right now, when everything is back to normal, it's not as important, so but it's still like working pretty nicely. So okay. SIM card. In Czech Republic, there are not many providers of the like phone operators. There are like 4 main ones, like T-Mobile, O2, Vodafone, Tesco Mobile. Prices are not low, I would say, because as for the like phone operator, it's quite pricey, but there are also like some student discounts, so it's always worth to check it. For example, Vodafone is offering for students for 350 Czech crowns. You have like 3 gigabytes of internet and like also calls and text messages. So if you want to or have to get a Czech number, it's worth to search for like student discounts. But for this, you also need probably like student ID, that you would move further for that. Let's go next slide. Okay. But before student ID, there is also like Erasmus Student Network, ISM. That is a students organization that is helping or like supporting students exchange. They are organizing a lot of nice events for students, for Erasmus students, but also like you as an international students can also participate in this. I would say it's a really interesting idea to, first of all, like try new things, see something in Prague, also meet new students, because there's like always many people coming for this event. There's like a website for buddy system that you can like over there register for different activities. There are like trips to interesting places in Czech or Prague, also like sports activities or like dinner in the dark, for example. So yeah, if you would register for the buddy system, then you might get more information also about that. And also like buddy system, that's the second thing that is worth to like get your Czech friend. That's someone that would like help you at the beginning with like language maybe difficulties, also like how to get oriented in Prague, and just give some tips at the beginning where to find and how to do things. Also like how to get the ticket for public transportation, for example. So they are pretty helpful. Yeah, so as I mentioned, you can like register to the buddy program for ISM. And they have also like Instagram and Facebook page that's worth to follow to see all of the incoming events, and also like the deadlines where to like register to get a buddy, and also like to stay in touch with them and just know what's going on and to somehow get accommodated better in Prague. Okay, next one, please. Language. Language in Czech Republic, it's Czech. It's a Slavic language. Pretty close to Slovak, actually, but also have roots with like Polish and Russian language. Many people, I would say, know basic English here. If you like go to, for example, restaurant, then probably it's possible to order in English. But also a lot of people, especially older ones, they don't know English. They don't speak English at all. So that's what you have to be prepared, that actually Czech language, it's good to know at least basics, to even like in some smaller store to like buy something, or especially I would say in government institutions. Usually they are not friendly, especially I heard that with for like to like deal with visa and stuff like this. They are not really friendly, especially when you don't speak Czech. So that's why it's good to even prepare one sentence to somehow like at least show that you are trying. But in other cases, Czech language is not the issue because, for example, for work, you don't need Czech language at all. If you don't know it, you don't have to worry because there are like many job positions that with English it's totally enough. I'm also like working part-time just with English language, and many of my colleagues from the program are also like working just like by knowing English without knowing Czech, and it's totally enough for the employees. And it's like still a lot of job positions, for example, so that's the huge advantage for Prague. Yes, university ISIC card. You have two options of student's card to choose. It's like either ISIC card or like our FIS card. I would recommend to get ISIC card. It's slightly more expensive, but it's giving you more benefits because you can first of all use it as a student's ID, but then also behind that there are like going benefits, discounts, some passes. Because like for ISIC you can get many discounts, for example, in like franchise restaurants like KFC, McDonald's, they're like offering some special offers, but also you can like get a discount in for like some sports activities. A lot of information is like included on the website of the ISIC card, and all yes over here for like all of the events that you can like get a discount with this. Also like for food, some services, and travel. So it's pretty cool, and I have to say that in many places here in Czech, it actually applies that they offer like student discounts. So it's either worth to ask or just check in advance. Like the only thing is that, for example, for transportation, as Nicola mentioned before, you have to be below 26 years old because above it doesn't apply for you anymore. But despite that, I think for travel, it's like 75% of the discount, right? For like train tickets, for example, if you would like to go to other city in Czech or also like other nearby city, it's pretty nice communication with trains or buses, and still you can get it like the ticket cheaper. FIS. So our university or like campus has like 4 main buildings. Everything is, I would say, at one place, so you don't have to like travel for most like there's one building also that is nearby dormitories, but it's not that far away, and there are usually not many classes. I have never had classes over there, so everything is actually happening at the campus. This is the biggest public university, economic university in Czech Republic, one of the most famous ones. It has pretty nice infrastructure. As you can see on the photos, there's like also after renovation, the classes, there are like a lot of computer classes with like available computer stations for that. There are like around 14,000 students on this university, and they're offering also, despite like basic courses, also like language courses that are available, and also sport classes, even like scuba diving. And also some of the classes are dedicated for English speaking students. There's like less of them, but still, if you are not confident with Czech at all, there are also like possibilities for sport courses in English, and they are like free of any costs. So you can apply there and take advantage of this because you are studying at the FIS. Yeah, there are also other resources like library that is like offering tons of books, journals, electronic databases, and also like computer stations. There are like, what else? Yeah, electronic resources, information technology available. There's a council that can help with practice and career, your like advice, academic psychological counseling, and student secretariat. Also, despite that, on the campus you can find canteens where you can get cheaper food for like students' prices. There are also like 2 university restaurants that are more expensive than a canteen, but still slightly cheaper than most of the restaurants in Prague. And the quality of the food is nice, so it's also worth to give it a try. Also, there is business acceleration that is supporting startups. So if you have like any idea of your own business, you can also get interested into that and check it closer. Yeah, those are one of the biggest classrooms on the photo, and yeah, more visual. I think here should be a video, right? Or not yet? Oh, but there's no sound, Nicola.
Sorry, just a second.
Good.
Hi, my name is Sergio, and I'm from Texas. Let me share with you the great story of my life. As you can see, it takes place here in Prague. Welcome to the city of secrets. As a teenager, I visited Prague for the first time and was truly charmed by its atmosphere. Ever since my first visit, I felt determined to return. In this city, every day feels like a new adventure, full of surprises, opening new, unexplored chambers. I finally got my chance to come back when I got accepted to the University of Economics. Come on in. I'm currently enrolled in the Bachelor of Economics program at this prestigious university. I've made some of my best friends along the way and met a lot of interesting people from all over the world. This is Sophie from France. She is currently preparing for the SEM's International Management Masters program. Do you read the Financial Times? If so, you might know that this program scored among the top 10 master's programs in management worldwide. Shh, I'm late for class. This is Michael from Germany. He teaches international brand communication strategy. He came here as an exchange student and is currently working on finishing his PhD program. Michael, like many other professors here, prefers a personal approach and working with small groups of students. Do you want to know my plans for the future? Well, I'd like to start my own business, and that's why I'm fully focused on my startup now. The university-based accelerator Export is here to jumpstart its development. Here's business mentor Stan. Developing my startup would have been incredibly harder without his help. He completed his master's in international business here and is currently the CEO of the accelerator and considering doing an MBA. All right, enough about study and work. Now it's time for some fun. And the best thing about Prague? At the end of every day, you can say you discovered something new. New friends, amazing experiences, endless fun along the way. And the tuition fees? Well, they'll definitely not ruin you. So grab the chance of your lifetime. University of Economics, Prague, the right step forward.
Okay, great. With this video, we wanted to bring you also closer, something more how the university looks like, what are the possibilities, and yeah. Are you sharing back the presentation?
Sorry?
Are you sharing back the presentation?
Yes.
I mean, I don't see anything. Not sure how about others. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, now it's
Go.
good. Mm-hmm. Is there one more video or that's it? I'm not sure.
No, I think that's it.
Okay, great. Then yeah, that would be it from us. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask or text in the chat or just like unmute or like raise your hand and then we can just like point out you. So yeah, if you want to more about anything else. Okay, I think yeah, Mahir, you can go on.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Thank you for the presentation and the information that you provide. Actually, I have two questions, if you don't mind. The first question, you just mentioned about the language and maybe some restaurants, they will not be aware about English. So do you think or you believe it's good idea to use the first semester, like freeze the study and study language, Czech language, be aware about the country and culture and other things? The second question, you mentioned like you are working part-time and that of course need to divide your time between study and work. So my question specifically, are you free to pick the number of the subjects that you're gonna study by semester so that you can give yourself sometimes to work as well? Or it's sort of subject that compulsory to take per each semester?
Okay, so starting with the first one, I would say that it's not like required that you have to like fully focus on getting to know Czech culture and like Czech language. There is offered, I think, Czech for foreigners. So that those are like really nice classes that I would recommend to take. The teacher is like super nice and she doesn't speak English almost at all, but they're like, because of that, these classes are like more funny and you can like get to know the basics. There's like, it's really like good for beginners. I would say that you, with the time, you would just get used to living in Czech, and it's not like that you wouldn't like manage this, especially right now when you have like internet access everywhere, so you can just use Google Translate and just like translate something or like show for someone. So there's like always a way how to get understand it or like communicate it with someone. And the second question is about subjects. Like we have usually classes for like 2.5 days, I would say. That's or like 3 days. That's like the how it's like being scheduled for us because we have to have like 30 credits. So it's usually like around, I would say, 7 subjects to have them. So I would say like for me, for a part-time position, it was like enough. I also like managed to take 1 or 2 extra courses. For like 3 credits, so it was like additional 1.5 hour, but I managed to fit it in the schedule. Like, of course, you can take like more courses if you want, you can take less, but then you either have to have more next semester, just prolong your studies, but for each semester that when you are prolonging your studies, you have to pay additional fee. So be aware of that, that if you are like prolonging studies, you have to pay more. But despite that, you can kind of flexibly set up your schedule, choose subjects. There are like compulsory subjects that you have to take. Also, there is space for some elective courses. But yeah, at the end of the masters, you anyway have to like have enough credits, so like 120, and you have to have all of the compulsory courses passed. So yeah.
So a little bit, I'm flexible with choosing the number of the courses. Am I right?
I mean, if you would say that, I think there are like some minimum amount that you have to have after each semester. I'm not sure how much is it, if it's like 15. Maybe Veronica could specify here.
20. It's
20. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think Mustafa was next.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I'm still a bit unsure if the embassy will accept my papers for the application for the visa. So I was wondering if I apply for the dorm now, and if I was unlucky and the embassy doesn't accept my papers. Can I just delay for the next year and probably get a refund, or is that out of the question?
Okay, I would say that this is question more dedicated on me, not on the students. So really, to enroll into the studies, we have to receive the tuition fee before 1st September. Just there are, sorry, I have just here a call. There is just not possibility to solve it otherwise. So by the way, if you think there will be a problem with the visa, anyway, you have to pay the tuition fee before 1st September. And the students should arrive to Prague before the end of September, before the end of the third weeks of the semester at latest, which is, I think, October 5th or something like that. If you would not receive the visa till that, you have, in fact, two possibilities. Otherwise, terminate the studies, and in that fact, you will then receive the tuition fee back, not in the full amount, something like 80%, because we have to pay immediately from all the tuition fees some fees for the university, which we will not receive back. So yeah, the most of the tuition fee we will receive back in that case. Or the next possibility is that you will ask for suspension for the first semester and then start your studies from the second semester. But if you would see, for example, if you would be not able even submit the visa application before beginning, don't pay the tuition fee at all, because there is no way you would receive the visa in time. So in case you would apply for visa before the end of July, perfect, pay the tuition fee and we will see. But in fact, you will not submit a visa application before the end of July, then just let it be. I don't think there will be even a small possibility to come to Prague in time. By the way, to all students who have to be nominated to the student visa mode, yet I sent an email today that there are just mentioned the deadlines for students, student visa mode for June. The next nomination deadline is by June 21st. And the deadline, the next after is June 29. And I would really recommend you to apply within one of these two nomination deadlines, if possible, because otherwise your chances to come to Prague in time are very, very small. Is that clear, or any other question to the visa issues?
Yeah, Ms. Veronica.
Can I continue my question first, Maher? Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Keep going.
That's fine. It's fine. Just my question was in relation to the dorm deposit. Is that gonna be refunded too if I don't get in, or?
To the deposit. Okay, to the dormitory deposit, this will be usually then refunded back. If you will not receive the visa, you will be in touch with the dormitories and they will refund you the deposit. So you will receive it back.
Okay, so do you recommend that I apply? I haven't applied for the visa yet because I had issues with my files, and I will apply soon, probably next week or something. But do you recommend that I apply for the dorm now just to reserve a spot?
I would recommend to everybody who still think you will study your studies in September, apply for dormitory before July 4, because if you will not do it, you will not receive a room in the dormitory. Just the dormitories are overcrowded nowadays, so everybody who would like to live there has to apply for the spot before July 4th. If you will forget it, it can happen that there will be no available bed for you anymore. So all of you apply before July 4.
Okay, sure. Thanks. I'm done. You can go, Maher.
Yeah, sorry, Mustafa, for interrupting. Ms. Veronica, just one question. For the nomination, the last one will be on the 29th of June, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because I'm still waiting for my criminal record. For my country, I almost done. But for the other country that I used to be resident, they still in process. And I don't know when they will give it to me. That's make trouble for me.
I understand. Maybe I would a little bit explain how the student visa nomination works. First, we are sending the nomination list to the ministry. Then it takes again 5 to 7 days for them to send us back the results. So by the next deadlines, which is by 21st June, we will receive the results probably by June 30. And those students will be then contacted by the Czech embassies in following 5-7 days. So probably those students who will be nominated by June 21st, they will receive a call from the embassy by something like July 7, July 10 maybe, and they will receive the appointment for mid-July, maybe the end of July. So if you will be nominated now in June, you will receive the appointment maybe 1 month later. So if you think you will receive the police record within following 30 days, we should send the nomination just now in June. Usually, I want to be sure that your visa is really almost complete done, but just now we have maybe a little bit risky also because, as I said, if you will not submit your visa before the end of July, there are really very, very small chances you will be in time in Prague.
Actually, they promised me to send to me by end of June. That's why. If it's like this, I will just confirm with them and email you back.
And also, it has to be translated to Czech. You know that.
Yeah, actually, I already communicate with the embassy, and they give me like one office for translation to the Czech language. But first, my concern is about the time because they promised me end of June, but still, I have to. They still have to send to me by courier from Malaysia to my country, and I don't know how long it will take.
Okay, so that is a really very specific question. So very, very quick. If we will discuss it a bit more in detail, then we can discuss it after this meeting. But in that case, wait till June 21st. If you will not receive it, then I will nominate you by the deadline afterwards by the end of June. Okay?
Okay, I will update you. Thank you so much.
Good. Okay, there are some other questions. Malika?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Thank you very much for the amazing presentation. It was so nice to meet you and to hear more about the university. I have a question. Could you please share your experience during the first semester? Maybe you could tell more about the subjects you struggled with, because there is always something that students, I don't know, fail the most, and maybe any tips what to prepare for. And also, I missed the first 10 minutes, I think, maybe, but could you also tell me more about the combination of studies and work?
From which program are you about the subject?
EDA.
Okay. Okay, from my experience, because I started to like study and work immediately on the first semester, it for sure requires some additional energy and like better organization skill to like get like to be able to combine work and studies, especially that it's like new city, new environment. So you just need some time to get used to that and adjust. It wasn't the easiest, but still it was manageable. About subjects, some of them are like pretty nice, like lighter, that you don't have to put too much effort for like week to week assignments, but some of them, like for example from probability on the first semester, there are like midterms every second week, or like tests. It's like also not bad because then you are like reviewing the material, so it's like easier, and it doesn't like it's also not that complex, but also like there are more advanced subjects or like more demanding subjects like regression. That's for sure you have to be aware of, because that's actually the subject that some of the students are failing, because over there you really have to put effort and really understand the whole concept and know what's going on. So also like professor, he's saying to start studying from the very first day, and I would say yes, to pass the exam. And in general, it's like important to really know what's going on and like understand it. So I would say regression, that's the most difficult subject, because also like some people fail it, so had to like retake it this semester as we had. So yeah, that's the one that it's worth to put additional effort to pass it on time. And with working, I mean, as I mentioned before, like for our schedule, classes are like for, I would say, 2 full days and 1 half day. So I was like able to work, for example, on like Thursday, Friday, and like half Tuesday. So like I had classes till noon, and then on the afternoon I just went to work for like 4 hours. So it was like fine. It's totally fine to have like 24 hours. I know that right now some students are even working full time. I wouldn't recommend it because it's still super difficult, but it also like depends what kind of job are you doing and how much present do you actually have to be. So like everything, it depends of what are you doing and how do you want to do it. And yeah, I think with time wise, it looks like that. Not sure if I answered your question or if you want to like specify something more.
No, thank you very much, Paulina. You answered.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
They also asked in chat about the ISM program, so maybe I can try to answer. I would say that for us, there is not like one specific subject that's the hardest. It really depends on your background mostly. So some people struggle with one of them, some other people struggle with some others. But my advice with the semester is like 13 weeks long, and it's kind of intensive, but it's not that long because you finish in a bit more than 3 months. So if you are consistent during the year, if you complete seminar papers for the ISM program are like the most important, because there's seminar papers for every subject, and if you don't submit the paper, you are failed. I know some people, they failed because they didn't submit the seminar paper on time. And that's like for the first semester is definitely the most important part, to complete seminar papers and to do everything on time. So once you get to the exam is usually not that hard. It's kind of easy if you were visiting the classes and you were completing all the assignments throughout the whole semester. And one more thing, for the first semester especially, but also for the second one, you will need to have a lot of presentations. So presentation skills, you will definitely practice them.
Yeah, what else I can also add, that try to get as many points as possible during the semester, then it's always like less pressure during the exam period, because you are like getting 1 grade for the subject, so you are just collecting till like total is 100 points. So usually like exams are like for 40, 50, 60, okay, sometimes 70 points if it's like a smaller subject, but I would say on EDA usually it's like for 50 points, so you need 60 points to pass. So that's why try, you know, to get as many points during the semester, then you just need like, for example, only like 10, 20 points out of 50 from the exam. So it's much easier to just have it done.
Great, thank you very much.
That same applies for the ISM.
Do you have additional questions like Malika or Mahir? Because you have still hand up. Okay, yeah, if you could lower this, that we wouldn't get confused. I think Stefan has a question.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My question is, how many extra credits do we get? Like, how many times can we fail? Because you said someone failed in a regression.
Is it like 24 credits, Veronica, or?
Per year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, in the master studies at VSU, because I know you are studying bachelor studies at VSU, so you know a little bit how it works here. So in master studies, everyone has always 24 credits extra, which you can use either for failing of courses or for extra courses like some extra language courses or such possibilities.
So like
so you
regression,
so you can fail the regression how many? 4 times? 5
4 times, yes,
but,
4 times.
but it will be not really necessary.
No, it's the worst scenario.
No, that will for sure not happen. I guess how many students failed in your course? Maybe in your class, maybe I don't know, 10 students failed, but yes. I think almost all of them really have done it for the second time. So just don't be worried as much.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Good. There are also many questions in chat. Maybe I will read the first one and will students to answer it. How fast is the internet at the dormitories?
I don't know the numbers. I would say that I've never had issue to like download PDF or doing like the meeting or anything like that, but I don't know the exact speed. Maybe I think it should be available on the website if you would like look closer, like deeper for the details about that.
I'm not sure about dormitories, but university, which is same ad room, I think it's very similar, is around 40 megabits usually. It depends, but around that, which is enough for like studies.
Here's another question regarding the internet. Is the Wi-Fi cover all places in the classroom and free access?
Yes, the whole campus is covered with Wi-Fi.
And I would just add that you will receive the access to the Eduram, to the Wi-Fi after you will be enrolled to studies. That's mean at the beginning of September. Another question is from Anil Kadir. There was no option to choose type of rooms, single or double in ISCAM. Do we get placed in double rooms for the first academic year, or can we choose it after being accommodated? Maybe that will be again answered by me. Just maybe students can give some their comments afterwards. As I know, at the webpage of the dormitories is written that the first year students will be accommodated in double bedrooms because there are just unfortunately not single rooms enough available, and priorities have current students, the students who are already living there in the dormitories. So from that reason, unfortunately, the new students will be really accommodated into double bedrooms and they can't choose which dormitories they will be allocated in. However, if you have really some special requirements, you can always write an email at the dormitory coordinator. Her email is dormitory coordinator. I'm just writing it to the chat. Via chat. I can't promise she will help you, but you can really try it at least. And another thing is, if she will not be able to help you, there is still also another option that first you will just accommodate to the room they offered you, and you will just ask them to give you on a waiting list and will ask for some special room. And it always happened that in just first they have to book the rooms for many students. At the end, not really all of them will arrive because, for example, they will not receive the visa or something like that happen. So very probably then in September or in October, there should be some other free rooms available. So you can be replaced on this waiting list, and if there will be some free spots, you can receive then this type of dormitory. Unfortunately, I am not the one who will solve it. You have to solve it really directly with the dormitories, but this waiting list has to be done after coming to Prague and after you will discuss it with the dormitory management. If you would not like it in dormitories, but it has many benefits to live there, but I can understand, for example, to live in a double bedroom could be for some students not really the right thing. I understand it. If you would not really like it, you can still, after coming to Prague, try to look for an apartment. Another question regarding dormitories. Also, do we pay the accommodation price for dorms at once or monthly? I think it has to be paid monthly.
It's monthly, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think, 10th of each month. So.
Yes, but the first payment, you have to have there the deposit, just now, the 5,000 crowns, and after your room will be approved, you have to move to the ISCAM payments for the September rent. And please note, you can move in to dormitory starting from September 7th. So even if you will come later, probably you will be asked to pay the rent already from September 7th, because from this time, your room will be booked for you. Good. Accommodation fee, okay, good. We can get discounts. We can get discounts via IC card, no matter the age, right? Or if you are older than 26, do we need to pay adult fee for transportation card? Okay, I will let Paulina to answer it, but I can then...
Okay, so like for transportation, I would say there are more strict. So you have to be really under 26 years old to have the student discount. For other places, I would say it depends. Like because, for example, in many like this restaurants, what they're usually not checking like the date if you are like older or no. It's mostly if you have it, or sometimes you even don't have to show up. So I would say it depends of your luck. So you can always give it a try. And sometimes even though they're just checking your ID, and they still are able to sell you a student's ticket. So yeah, in most of the cases, I would say it depends. I wouldn't just risk it with the public transportation because there are like controls and they are just like checking this, and they're quite willing to give you a fine, like a ticket, if you actually don't fulfill some requirements for that. So yeah.
Okay, I think all other question has been already answered in chat. Here's maybe just the last one regarding student visa mode. Again, what can we do to increase one's chances of getting his or her student mode nomination approved by the Czech embassy? I'm under the impression it's a special program and accorded as priority. Yeah, I guess it's the students from Nigeria. You can do just nothing. There is just all the embassy have a number of available spots and they can't just increase it. It's just given. That's the reason why we have these 2 application rounds for our students. And if you remember, if you applied in February, and as I had the first webinar for the admitted students from the first application round, I said to everybody, start to prepare your visa application ASAP to be able to nominate you as soon as possible, because in March, in April, in May, it was easy to nominate you, and there haven't been so much applicants for the student visa mode. And usually in those months, it was no problem to nominate students. But now it's a bit more problematic. Just most of the embassies are already overcrowded. There are just now, you know, applications to all Prague University, all public universities in the Czech Republic finish, and all those students, not only to student, the applicants to VSC, but to all public universities in Czech Republic would like to receive now these slots for embassies. So in some cases, it just happens that it's not so easy to receive the appointment there. So the only thing you can do to be patient and to be nominated once more. And if you will not receive the appointment in time, unfortunately, there again is nothing we can do. But this is a special case of some embassies, especially the embassies in Africa and a little bit also in India, but I guess with all Indian students we are already in touch, and I hope most of them have already applied for the visa. Good, there is another question. How much exactly is the accommodation fee monthly apart from the deposit? Nicola, maybe, do you know about how much does it cost?
I mean, maybe I can say because I'm like living there. So I'm paying 163 Czech crowns per day, and I'm living like in like this suite place apartment for like 4 people. So I'm sharing like rooms. So it's like 2 double rooms. So like for the double room, yeah, it's like 163. It's in Talerova dormitory. Sorry. And yeah, we have also like balcony over there. I would say that's the advantage of this dormitory, that in each room there is a balcony. But prices like depends. Of course, if it's like the suite for bigger amount of people, you are gonna pay less. If it's like also a room for example, three people, you are also gonna pay less. For single room, it's more expensive. But the prices, like exact prices, you can find on the dormitory websites for each particular like dormitory. You can like see per room, per like standards, how does it look like and how much does it cost right now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I would just add that 160 crowns per day, something like 200 euros monthly, isn't that something like that? And it's the usual price for the dormitories, 200 euros monthly. Okay, another questions. What is the meaning of regime student? The embassy I was told to apply for residence permit because I get it faster due to being regime student. Regime student is the Czech meaning of student visa mode. So it's the student visa mode. Again, if you are from countries like Turkey, India, African countries, Azerbaijan, Dormitories, even South American countries, you can be nominated to student visa mode to receive the appointment at the embassy faster. But to all those students, I already sent an email. So if you have been just receiver from my emails regarding student visa mode, you receive it. Good. Some other questions?
Mahir, do you have a question? Because I can see you are raising your hand.
Yeah, just one question to Ms. Veronica. Do you think it's a good idea to settle the payment before the interview with the embassy, or it's okay even after that?
You mean the deposit or the tuition fee?
No, the tuition fees.
With the tuition fee, you can just really wait till September 1st. We don't really have to receive it earlier, but it has to be paid before September 1st. So you can just wait before you will get the appointment at the embassy. Even for us, it's better because if you will not even apply for the visa before that, then we don't have to return you the tuition fee back. So for us, it's better if you will send us the tuition fee after submitted the visa application. Of course, most of you will receive the resume and the results of the visa procedure at the beginning of September. It can be after the deadline for payment of the tuition fee, but you can pay it after you submit the visa.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, there is also Nick who would like to ask something. It's Nicholas probably. Okay, I know. Good. So I don't know if there are some other questions.
Veronica, there is a question. There is a question in chat about when the timetable for ISM lecture will be available.
Okay, the timetable is in fact already available, but I wanted to share it with you at the end of August, at the beginning of September, where we will discuss it, and as I will just prepare your timetable and your access to the information system. But you want to see it just now? If yes, just write into the chat and I can share it very quickly. And if necessary, I can also send to the email. But I will not send it to the email because probably it will just cause many questions what the other student will not just understand, the students who didn't attend this meeting. But I can share it with you now if you want. So just write it into the chat. Otherwise, everything will be then really explained during the orientation week, 1 week before the semester will start, and also at the end of August and beginning of September, because I think there is just enough time for that. Okay. So, okay, it's fine. Good. So really the timetables will be then shared with you at the end of August, at the beginning of September. And what I can really promise you, just you have to book Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday till Wednesday are your lectures, and the exact timetable will be then known later. You will have no lectures on Thursdays and Fridays, except you know that I am in touch with the EDA students. EDA students receive from my side this week 2 emails, and one of the emails was written. I sent you minimum requirements for the students what you have to learn before the start of semester, because you will really need some minimum of statistics, econometrics, and you should at least know really the basics of programming in R. So I sent you a list of those knowledge of those requirements, and there was also a list, some videos available, and list of literature where you can find those information. And also, if you are not really familiar with those topics, we will organize for EDA students. It's really only for EDA, not for the ISM students. We will, for the EDA students, we will organize a basic course where the basics of statistics, econometrics, and programming in R will be introduced. And this basic course will take place during the orientation weeks on Wednesday and Thursday, and then also in the first 2 weeks in the semester on Fridays and Thursdays. So EDA students will have also classes Thursdays and Fridays, but only the first 2 weeks of the semester, and only in case they would visit this basic course. Other students will have courses only from Monday till Wednesday. Maybe a last thing what I want to show you before summer. Once more, I will share my screen. We are just now here at the web page of the faculty. You see here are the information for newly admitted students. Please, this information will be also the whole summer here at this place. Please always check it if there is anything you have to do still. Here are just updated information, what's necessary to do, just to remind it to you. So check it all the time. And another thing is that here are information on the orientation days. Later in August, orientation days will come here for you to find it very quickly. And here you can find the information on the week before the semester starts, where we will really for you prepare some introductory presentation. So you see already on Tuesday, September 13, there will be this welcome day. The dean will welcome you at the university. There will be some campus tours, and there will be many introductory presentations. Well, we will just inform you about the study rules, ECTS credits, university system, and such things. And there is also a lunch prepared, which will be covered by the faculty. So it's just really to motivate you a little bit. So on this first day, also this is included. On the second day in the morning, there will be a study plan presentation. They will be done online. And in the afternoon, this basic course for EDA students starts. It will be here at the campus, but the students who will still wait on visa, that will be taught in hybrid form. On Thursday, again, EDA students will have the basic course in the morning, and in the afternoon there will be already presentation organized by International Office, not by me, but by the University International Office for all new degree students from the university. And on Friday, again, there will be a program organized by the university. So that's what I wanted just to share with you, and also information on the orientation days will be updated there. And I hope that's just mostly everything what you need to know before summer. So just what's really important for you, lecture starts on September 19, but you should be already at the university by September 13, Tuesday, because we will start with the orientation week. If you will not have visa till September 13, the orientation week plus the first 3 weeks of the semester, that's mean till October, just let me check the my calendar, that's mean till October 7th. You can join the lectures online. Till October 7th, the lectures will be taught in hybrid form, but afterwards everybody has to be already here at the campus. Otherwise, you have to suspend your studies or terminate studies. We will not teach online or in hybrid form for the whole semester. On the hybrid form, that means all the students who are in Prague have to visit the lectures at the university. But if you will be still abroad and still waiting on the visa, the first 2 or 3 weeks of the semester, you can join online, but only really this 3 weeks of the semester, not longer than that. I hope it's clear. Some other questions? Yeah. Probably not. So just once more, if you have any questions regarding visa, regarding start of studies, please contact me, and if possible, contact me before the end of June. Starting from July 1st till July 22nd, I'm taking vacations and I will be not answering your email. So please really contact me before the end of June, and then at the end of July again. I would like to thank very much to Paulina and to Nicola for this nice presentation. I really think that it's great to have such super students who are sharing their own experiences with our new student. That's perfect. Thank you very much. And thank you also all new Isim and EDA students that you joined this presentation. It has been recorded, and I will send you the link on YouTube channel when this record will